Hey, I'm Ben Cort, and I'm the CEO of Union EAP. And I want to talk to you for a minute or two about our mental health and wellness. Our mental health and our wellness is as important, if not more important, in a lot of ways than our physical health and wellness. And many of us work inside of an environment where our physical health and wellness is easy to talk about, but the mental health side, you better not do that. We don't talk about that stuff around here. And what I'd like to propose to you is that by not talking about those things and not finding solutions for them, not only are we hurting ourselves, but we're hurting the people around us who we love, the people who we work with, the people who we live with, the people who we share life with. Because believe it or not, I'll let you in on a little biochemistry secret here. Your brain is actually a part of your body, and a very important part of your body. And there's a lot of us who have things going on with our brain that are biological and make us different than the other people around us. And there's absolutely no reason whatsoever why we shouldn't be just as comfortable talking about what's going on in our brain as we would with our body. I'll give you an example. I'm somebody who's in recovery from drug addiction and alcoholism. And I've been sober a bunch of years now. And the more time that's gone on, the easier it has gotten in the world to say that you're in recovery. I mean, come on, like half of Hollywood is in some form of recovery or whatever. But it's easy to say that you're in recovery because it's become made commonplace. It's not like it was in the 50s where there's shame and stigma around it. I'm also somebody who suffers from a major depressive disorder and PTSD. Now, that is a little harder to say for a lot of people because we haven't been saying it for a long time and we haven't been saying it loudly enough. I'm every bit as comfortable sharing that with you right now as I would be telling you my blood pressure and my heart rate and the fact that I'm in recovery from substance abuse because it's just a part of who I am. My brain's got a serotonin imbalance, and my brain does a whole lot better when I treat that imbalance with medication and weekly psychotherapy. And when I pay attention to my mental health and wellness, everything around me works better. If I had a broken arm and I came in a cast, I would absolutely never be ashamed to share with you that I had a broken arm. And I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't be embarrassed to say, dude, what happened to you? But I got the same stuff that goes on in my brain in some different ways. And for some reason, so many of us are ashamed to say that when it's just biology. And I'm very comfortable sharing that biology because I think the more we do that, the more we beat the stigma out of it. The more we beat the stigma out of it, the more we can talk about it. And most importantly, the more we can ask for help around it. So listen, your mental health matters, and there's nothing wrong with having different than some of the people around you. I think one of the things that you might realize, and I have in my own life, is that when you scratch the surface a little bit, most of us are struggling with something. And there are a lot of people in this country, probably about a third of us, who have some sort of mental health disorder, be that diagnosed or undiagnosed. And the more forthright and frank we can be about that and understanding of, the more we can incorporate it into who we are and live happier and more productive lives. So listen, don't ever be ashamed of talking about the mental health and the substance abuse side because it's just part of who we are. And if it's not a chemical thing, it can be a situational thing. Man, sometimes it's just rough. Sometimes we lose somebody. Sometimes we lose something. Sometimes life just doesn't work out the way that we thought that it would. Sometimes terrible stuff happens in the world that affects us in big ways. And there's nothing wrong with talking about that. On the contrary, what I would tell you is that the sooner you start to unpack that and incorporate it into who you are and make it real, the easier it is to allow that to become a part of you and not the defining part of you. It lets us get back to work. It lets us fall back asleep. It lets us worry less. It lets us have fewer physical side effects that a lot of us suffer from our mental health. There is so much to be gained by treating and considering your mental health with the same relevance that you would consider your physical health. And I hope that you join me in doing that. No matter what's going on and when it's going on, we're going to be there to help out. Call us. Call us before the crisis. Call us during the crisis. Call us anytime at all. Just call us to introduce yourself. We are 855-500-1915. And I hope that you put that number in your phone and save it and use it often, that you share it with other folks you know who are covered by our services, because we can't help if you don't call. And so often in the hardest times in our lives, nothing seems more difficult than reaching out and sharing what's going on with somebody and asking for help is what we're here for. We can't help if you don't call. And I hope that you call, because you're going to be met with somebody on the other end of the line who understands and is going to be there for you and help you navigate and figure out whatever it is that's going on. Call us, please.